وكفى السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته قول ديالي يدق مالي الهمين فإلا كدوا هذا برنامج كامرة عالم كورك جيران ولماذا ولبا مد أها والهاي كاروش كفراد من بوتين يولبا بوغشيس الكوريتي كسر أي دل كمنغوليا أو دل حركة محكمة البيد عالمية ICC برنامج كسين كاينا يقولون ودل بتي بوتين لحرة وضبط كارنا برنامج كسين كاي ولبا كلها روتو يكدقيا ودنكا تشاينا ولنا ميلسيه قدوانا مسؤولين سر oo Chinese shirka Africa iyo markaasiti waa wadatashiga ama iskaashiga Africa iyo China meel ku furmay xas shakhsiyadii diin ganacsi barnaamijkaasi gudbiyana qodobada kale barnaamijka siinkahay wana gudbiyo waliba kunaha hay'adda duulista waa Ruushka iyo waliba uu soo waran bileer muska qaaday magaalada Kyiv ee caasimadda Ukraine ilaa waliba la ka dhigay qaraxyo weyn sidii sheegtay wakaalada wararka Reuters barnaamijka ياسين كاينا وكمالا هاريسنا ولبا تلمانتا إن هران سعود كليا إتا إن ديمقراطيين تنجيسنا ترامن إتقولك أتكاد كور برامج كاسي قود بيانا وركا مدوغا أفريكا إيانا المباريس سوبي ولبا وكشاقي إن والكبادنا 40 مليون فضل إيو يالا قارد أفريكا إن قلنتن كجارة شخصيات إيو شركة غارة تاسونا كدغن سديتن بوكيبو كفضل إيو أفريكا إن يو كجارن قلن كبحث معاملة برامج كا ياسين كقول بيانا قضبة داسي ورك على ياسين كاينا برنامجك أمور عالم كهمين فيلا. China kabilaawna China waliba safarka siyaadana madaxda dalalka Afrika oo ka jiran ku Soomaaliya iyo Kenya Ruto iyo xas shakhsiyadan bal sheekadii xiisaha leh Ruto waliba William Samoei Ruto safarkan ku heliyay Raila Odinga walana Raila sharxnya kursiga waa gudoomiyaha guddiga midowga Afrika oo la yeemeelan ka sii gala doona meelasiyo ka bilaawdo shirka waa iskaashiga dalalka Afrika iyo China walana Kenya والهايشيوس ملك سيادة ديارة كينيا ايرويز سو قرب دريرة ودينكا يعني ميلي لها كدواي برامجكا مرا عالم كيا لدرتن فلاديمير بوتين والهايكا ودنكا روشكا يوليبا وسا بوغشيريسن كهريسي كسيادة يام ودالك منغوليا او ادال حبين كيا محكمة دنبيرة عالمية ICC يكوريان يوليبا هلمان نيني اتستا ان لهيرا فلاديمير بوتين برامجكا أمر عالمك ورتلك أرلاadi iyo la dareerta wararada la ka qaaday Kyiv ee Ukraine caasimadan ana waliba hayana haano eedan bileerin rabnamadan geega meelasoo la ka dhigay qaraxyo gubin sidii ay sheegtay wakaalada wararka caalamiga ee Reuters barnaamijka Amro Caalamka la dareerta Harris hadal yan waliba iyo tilmaantay ahmiidiyay latiin horlan socda hadaladii xiisaha la waliba hayana horlan dareer kaliya fiiro Trump waa koolka adkaada korweelita.
But America, we are not going back. We are not going back. We are not going back. We are not going back to when Donald Trump tried to cut Social Security and Medicare. We are not going back to when he tried to get rid of the Affordable Care Act, when insurance companies could deny people with pre-existing conditions. We are not going to let him eliminate the Department of Education that funds our public schools. We are not going to let him end programs like Head Start that provide preschool and childcare for our children. America, we are not going back. Charting a new way forward to a future with a strong and growing middle class, because we know a strong middle class has always been critical to America's success. And building that middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency. And I'll tell you, this is personal for me. The middle class is where I come from. My mother kept a strict budget. We lived within our means, yet we wanted for little. And she expected us to make the most of the opportunities that were available to us and to be grateful for them. Because, as she taught us, opportunity is not available to everyone. That's why we will create what I call an opportunity economy, an opportunity economy where everyone has the chance to compete and a chance to succeed. Whether you live in a rural area, small town, or big city. And as president, I will bring together labor and workers and small business owners and entrepreneurs and American companies to create jobs, to grow our economy, and to lower the cost of everyday needs like health care and housing and groceries. We will provide access to capital for small business owners and entrepreneurs and founders. And we will end America's housing shortage and protect Social Security and Medicare. Now compare that to Donald Trump, because I think everyone here knows he doesn't actually fight for the middle class. He doesn't actually fight for the middle class. Instead, he fights for himself and his billionaire friends. And he will give them another round of tax breaks that will add up to $5 trillion to the national debt. And all the while, he intends to enact what in effect is a national sales tax, call it a Trump tax, that would raise prices on middle-class families by almost $4,000 a year. Well, instead of a Trump tax hike, we will pass a middle-class tax cut that will benefit more than 100 million Americans. Friends, I believe America cannot truly be prosperous unless Americans are fully able to make their own decisions about their own lives, especially on matters of heart and home. But tonight, in America, too many women are not able to make those decisions. And let's be clear about how we got here. Donald Trump handpicked members of the United States Supreme Court to take away reproductive freedom. And now he brags about it. In his words, quote, "I did it and I'm proud to have done it," end quote. Well, I'll tell you, over the past 2 years, I've traveled across our country, and women have told me their stories. Husbands and fathers have shared theirs. Stories of women miscarrying in a parking lot, developing sepsis, losing the ability to ever again have children, all because doctors are afraid they may go to jail for caring for their patients. Couples just trying to grow their family, cut off in the middle of IVF treatments. Children who have survived sexual assault, potentially being forced to carry a pregnancy to term. This is what's happening in our country because of Donald Trump. And understand, he is not done. As a part of his agenda, he and his allies would limit access to birth control, ban medication abortion, and enact a nationwide abortion ban with or without Congress. And get this, he plans to create a national anti-abortion coordinator and force states to report on women's miscarriages and abortions. Simply put, they are out of their minds. And one must ask, why exactly is it that they don't trust women? Well, we trust women. We trust women. And when Congress passes a bill to restore reproductive freedom, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law. In this election, many other fundamental freedoms are at stake. The freedom to live safe from gun violence in our schools, communities, and places of worship. The freedom to love who you love openly and with pride. The freedom to breathe clean air and drink clean water and live free from the pollution that fuels the climate crisis. And the freedom that unlocks all the others, the freedom to vote. With this election, we finally have the opportunity to pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act and the Freedom to Vote Act. And let me be clear. After decades in law enforcement, I know the importance of safety and security, especially at our border. Last year, Joe and I brought together Democrats and conservative Republicans to write the strongest border bill in decades. The Border Patrol endorsed it. But Donald Trump believes a border deal would hurt his campaign. So he ordered his allies in Congress to kill the deal. Well, I refuse to play politics with our security, and here is my pledge to you. As president, I will bring back the bipartisan border security bill that he killed, and I will sign it into law. I know we can live up to our proud heritage as a nation of immigrants.
وهي guud ahaan waliba aan tahay ka afmeerana barnaamijka Arimaha Caalamka ee Warteelka Arlaadi.